I'm TS, this is Tyler, Jericho, Sinclair. We did Crime and Punishment and we adapted it to a children's story. Cannot tell you how difficult that was, so there will be a lot of euphemisms here. I think you'll be able to figure them out pretty easily. So the title is Don't Do That, A Childhood Guide to Guilt and Morality. Sinclair's going to start us off.
This is Ron. He is very poor. Ron lives in a tiny room with a bed, a table, 2 chairs, and his thoughts. It is not fun living in a tiny room with a bed, a table, 2 chairs, and Ron's thoughts. Ron is very lonely. His only friends are his bed, his table, his chairs, and his thoughts. His mommy and sister live far, far away. When someone is lonely, they sometimes think not very nice things. Ron thinks about things that are not very nice, sometimes like pulling on someone's hair, just because she isn't very nice, and maybe if he did, he could find some money in her hair, since she is very, very rich.
It's gonna kill her and Robert.
Ron knows someone rich.
Hey!
Ron knows someone rich. Her name is Yona. She isn't very nice, but he feels nervous about pulling on her hair. He might get in trouble. Some people never get in trouble. In the past, great people like Napoleon could pull people's hair whenever they wanted because they were great and smart and powerful. Ron doesn't know if he feels like Napoleon, but he hopes he is. And if he is, he wants to prove it. Ron gets tired of being lonely with his chairs and bed and table and thoughts. He goes out into the street. The street is very dirty. After walking for a bit, Ron sees a party going on nearby. It's an everybody's invited kind of party. Ron decides to go to the party. At the party, Ron meets a man named Mo. Mo really likes apple juice. He drinks so much apple juice that he gets crazy sometimes. Mo tells Ron that he had a job, but he hasn't been going to his job because he's been
Having too much fun
going to parties and drinking apple juice. He hasn't seen his wife or children in days. He thinks his wife will probably
be mad at him.
Ron takes Mo home to his wife and gives them some money because they are very, very poor too. Just about as poor as Ron. He then goes to his room and his bed and his chairs. That night, Ron has a dream about a horse that's being ridden by a bunch of men. They are all teasing the horse and saying to it not very nice things. Then one of them pulls on the horse's hair, and the horse gets upset and starts to cry. Ron doesn't know if he wants to pull anyone's hair now, even if they're really mean and very, very rich. The next day, Ron hears something that makes him change his mind. He hears that Yona is going to be alone in her room for lunch today. That would be the perfect time to pull her hair and not get in trouble. Ron thinks
he forgets about
his horse dream and starts thinking about Yona's hair and all of the rubies he might find in it. At lunchtime, Ron goes to Yona's house, but she's not alone. Her sister is there too. They're both
looking away from him.
Ron decides to pull her hair anyway. Then he pulls her sister's hair too, to be fair. They both have lots of rubies in their hair because they're rich.
Yeah, sure. The sisters scream. Ron runs away with the rubies. Some men hear the sisters scream. They go to the sisters' room and ask them what happened. The sisters don't have much to say. All they know is someone pulled their hair, and they don't have as many rubies in their hair anymore. Ron heads home. On the way, he worries that he's going to get in trouble. He also worries because he pulled Yona's sister's hair. Yona isn't very nice, but her sister's very, very nice. Ron feels bad. Ron hides the rubies under a rock in the street. He's worried that if he keeps them, he could get in big trouble. Ron goes to see his friend Mike. When he gets to Mike's house, Ron acts really weird. He's not sure why he wanted to see Mike. Mike is confused. Ron's confused too. Ron goes home and takes a nap. He's feeling very, very sick. Mike is worried about Ron, so he goes and finds Ron in his room. Ron looks sick. Mike brings a doctor for Ron and stays with him until he feels better. When Ron feels a little better, he goes outside for a walk. Along the way, he sees Mo. Mo is taking a long nap on the side of the street. His hair looks like it's been pulled like crazy. Ron runs to get Mo's wife and kids. Together, they carry Mo back home and lay him down in bed to rest. Ron gives Mo's daughter Sophie some money so the family can buy some food to set up a big meal and a party to wake him. Ron goes back home. When he gets there, a man named Landon is waiting for him. Landon is in love with Ron's sister, Dottie. Landon brought Ron's sister and mother to the city to live with him. Ron doesn't like Landon. Ron thinks Landon's rude. Ron yells at Landon and tells him to go away. Now Landon doesn't like Ron either. Mike comes in. Mike tells Ron he's glad Ron is feeling better. Ron doesn't really feel better though. Mike tells Ron that people are trying to figure out who pulled the girl's hair. The girl's name is Yona. It sounds like her sister's hair got pulled too. It also sounds like there was some money in their hair, and now it's missing. Who could have done such a thing? Mike asks Ron if he knew Yona. Ron says yes. What?
I gotta do a hard pause.
Okay.
How much time do we have? Like 1 minute, right?
Yeah.
1 minute.
Oh.
How many pages do you have left?
We have 10 pages left.
Okay, to be continued tomorrow.
Dun, 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 dun.